you going to do with your life? And what are you going to do with that
hair? You look like shit in a blizzard. They're probably combs stuck in that rat's nest from when you were 5. And did you get the oil changed in the van? You don't know how to keep anything nice. It's just what happened to your marriage. You can't pay attention to anything. Every 3,000 miles. Is that so hard to remember? At least do it before you drive to Vermont for your little thingy with the writing. Why do you need that? Your children need you. They don't need you staying up late typing, dragging them around to all those hippie beatnik poetry things. They need a mother. I never did anything like that with you children. It's disgraceful. Children need more structure. They need a dinner time. Do you even have a dinner time? Are you cooking? Do you even cook for them? You can't afford to eat out, I hope you realize. What with those student loans, madame, you manage money like a drug addict. You'll never be able to buy a house, and how long are you going to stay in that neighborhood? Your father and I are so worried about the children there. Your grandmother told me she saw in the newspaper a pizza man was murdered behind your house. Murdered! Why didn't you tell us? We need to know these things. I don't want to hear from your grandmother these things. And did you call your grandmother? She's been wanting to ask you for a copy of that book of yours. Don't send it. Don't even mention it. Tell her they're all gone. God only knows what she'll do with that F word in there and what you wrote about the Blessed Virgin, the most holy Blessed Virgin. I pray, and I pray for you. And what do? I could use a little cooperation here. You could take those children of yours to church, If you don't raise them in the faith, you can kiss everything goodbye. And don't go to church with your hair like that. You look like shit in a blizzard. Who's gonna marry you with your hair like that and no color in your face? You attract the wrong kind of man that way. You'll never get married unless you do something with that hair. You really have to do something. I don't know what to tell you. You really need to do something. I can't do everything. You really need to do something. What are you gonna do with your life?
End of message.
Suddenly, I'm old enough that my friends can die and do. And my sister, who is younger, has been married nearly forever. Nothing that was tall seems so tall now. And the small things, forget it, they dwarf me. This is really not so old, though, just old enough to notice that the things I have loved don't always love me back. And I'm not just talking about Mexican food or roller coasters, but people, like my children, who I wish I could still cradle and kiss without the uncomfortable two-pat hug that means they are done and nearly suspicious and certainly pitying me. And they should. They should pity me royal, ignore my redundancy, and not ask to whom I'm speaking when clearly I'm talking nonsense to myself. This is old, you little shits, as desperate as in North by Northwest when the crop duster comes. I'm a piñata on the ground, a small, beaten thing getting smaller, cowering in dirt that's made of my dead friends, who hold me close without suspicion or shame. I remember once he was a hedgehog, a baby, ribcage, a robot toy and pie, and I hated him until I loved him, which is to say I never really loved, which is to say he had a favorite color, spaghetti au jus, tobacco, favorite, I'll wring your little neck, happy birthday, I wish you were never born. An avid reader, he despised reading, loved it to death, got what he deserved, systematic, defiant, confident acrobat, he was a man among men, a ladies' man, a violet wallpaper, misbegotten, no, oh, this is one of those boys who would change the world. I always said that, didn't I, honey? Always said 1 + 1. Thought your boy was the bomber, the brightest sea foam. Lost shepherd, Christ-like, had the whole world out before him like a donkey in a basket, like North and a German raincoat, not like those boys blowing their brains out on the street. I saw him smile. He had a smile. Oh, wonderful, like a bouquet of bayonets, how fabulous, and de rigueur, no stone. This is a real dead boy, and he is ours. Snail shells, mastodon, not like this boy, not a puppet anymore. Destiny, like a fast-acting someone help. This is our boy. We made him. We had a boy. I remember he was a baby. Oh. How you want. In the left, with your kisses, all please. If I cry, it's for you.
I'm a fool. Love me as you might. Upstairs, you are numb, asleep.
I miss you and can't get in close enough.
Jesus, if you were honest enough, you'd tell
what happens once the stones get tossed. My heart is an ache in my shoulders, a spiral down my spine. My love
is a beggar. You must pull back your glance, or else throw what
stones you want with your left and right, please.
Sit at this table with its crossed legs and backless chairs and tea that's cold and invisible. All the girls love this game and talk for hours before and after about how happy they will be, how happy they were, how happy they will be again next time. I like poison, it's my biggest problem, but sometimes I make things worse by not using a napkin and painting danger kisses. If happy was enough, we'd be happy. Listen to these dolls not talking. Beautiful. I want to boil tea in my mouth. Shut up! You're boiling! Of all the beauty and happiness there is, this is the most happy and beautiful a girl can be. Shut up! Drink up! All the good girls are your friends.
Stupid, Justice. Love breaks the boundaries of not just your ridiculous punchline of a heart, but truth and time, washes up on shore and spills her rusty hooks to you, her mouth frothing over with fish stories, or maybe you get the flash of a fin, a glint of bead on the surface, when the surface is enough to make you fall in. I knew this girl, this semi-professional, 3-season beauty, until winter fooled me, took her back, when seahorses came to the bedroom window.
It's never in your best interest to grip desire with both hands. The history of that world tells itself in pumpkins, cripplings. Sure, we all have to marry the wrong man at least once. That's not the problem. It's here in your thoughts. Look at Thumbelina, whose idea of herself was so grand she left men at altars all over the underworld and then became a swan. How's ever after but happily, a bore, deadly to the girl who wants, who only faces herself in mirrors and craves the man who feeds on cravings? Greedy, greedy, listen. There are special curses for women like us. I have only heard them in fragments as I pass the wretches who know me.
There is little to be said for care in this world, where landmines dream of becoming someday pockmarks and strewn children. Sir, witness the knife edge, meaningless without the hand that waves itself away from judgment. If ever there was something to be said for care, let it be said now, and softly into my one good ear. Though all the listening in the world cannot ease this soul which is a wound without temperament, without the cause or means of healing, but say it! I will listen, nonetheless. I will, even if you speak in knives.
I get the chills, and the world is a whisper. Under my chin, there's a swarm. I drown in a gasp. We're riding high, my bee-sting and I. We're filling up with tiny knives. We know a life under glass, eyes that don't work, fists that won't close, and die together, alone and prone, in the field. Me, a pinprick on this earth. You, my yellow rescue. Open that black hole. Baby, suck the world back. Baby, want when you want. Oh, baby, how I love your baby sounds. Throw, baby, fists around. Be like dagger darts, like snow. And baby, love is tantrum. Go, open. Let's hear mommy's favorite song. When you cry and shake. Say you're not a baby. No, not baby, not no. Then you cry some more. Throw the fire engine soar. Make your body floor at war. Fist more and more and more. Crispits baby Gerber jar. Crawl across the glassy stars. Fattening knuckled baby scars. Because you don't know the word for baby. 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 What you baby are. Maybe it was the farm that made you seem true. Your crabbed hands on a real shovel, real horse piss on your jeans. We swam naked as sawyers, honest. You told me nearly everything wrong, and I knew what you were made of. But the night you finished the bourbon, I rummaged through the cluttered inventory, your kid stories and sex stories, lies. Car accidents and hold-ups, all your gossip about our mutual friends, lies. The shirt you lied was lucky, the woman you lied you loved. Every coupling of words, every sound that came from your mouth, down to the thick slaps of spit between drags of a Pall Mall, lies. Every long look that neither of us could turn into a kiss, lies, lies. Fireworks of bullshit shooting off, and God, how I didn't care. It's only the truth that gets us into trouble, that keeps us out of trouble. Who needs the fucking truth that pays our bills, that keeps away the landslide? Swear to me, cross all your fingers and mine. I would live in your question, eat what you say is good for me. I have fed from your hand for so long. I am straw. I am a fool for you, even in the morning, in clear light without the bourbon-colored haze around the moon that fools sailors. I steer right for your rocks. Fuck the truth. I want the kiss that tastes of smoke and saddle. I want the kiss that comes from that mouth. I want the kiss. I want it, no matter what it's made of. I turn my back and watch it at the same time. Arms outstretched, the wind filters. For now, here's the truth in a life raft. Put your faith in me. There is so much room for it. Oh, Vincent, save the town. Oh, Vincent, save the town. Oh, Vincent, burn it down. Oh, Vincent, burn it down. The town, the town, the town, the town. It needs you, Vincent, burn it down.
Mama, 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 oh, my head's too full. Where can I go? Oh, mama, 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 oh, to town, to town, to town.
Vincent, shake the ashes off. It needs you, Vincent, burn it down. Mama, shake your Vincent off. It needs you, Mama, burn it down. Oh, Vincent, save me, save me. Oh, no, Vincent, save me, no. Oh, Vincent, save me, Mama. Oh, no, Vincent, save me, no. Boil up the water, take it to the street. Toss a match into the hair of every girl you meet.
Boil up the water, take it to the street. Toss a match
reach into the hair of every girl.
This town needs you, save me, save me. This town needs you, save me, save me. This town means to burn you down. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, save the town.
I looked around and I noticed the lighthouse. I looked around and I didn't see anything.
Tonight I counted ways to die as it was taught to me, one at a time, a slow-rote sing-along. As it was taught to me, I counted on my fingers a slow-rote sing-along of blades of grass and stars. I counted on my fingers, imagining water of blades of grass and stars, easing away the meat of my legs. Imagining water after weeks in a tide, easing away the meat of my legs, wondering how fast the tree would have to grow. After weeks in a tide to stretch through me, wondering how fast the tree would have to grow to lift me off, to stretch through me, I draw a line from here to lift me off. I hear me say my name until I disappear. I draw a line from here, I hear me say my name until I disappear. I hear me say my name until I disappear, that's how I hear you. I hear me say my name until I disappear, that's how I see that tree up ahead. That's how I hear you, that's what I'm thinking in your mother's shop. That's how I see that tree up ahead when I turn the antique doll. That's what I'm thinking in your mother's shop, over and over in my hands. When I turned the antique doll tonight, I counted ways to die, over and over in my hands, one at a time. Not enough anchor to hold down the vessel, but too much weight to slip away. Some girls became dancers or doctors or wives, and I became sleepy at the very first picnic. The pills are orange. I think of life jackets. I cannot say what I think. I start with falling overboard. Weeks go before the sun decides it doesn't answer prayers. I might ask what happened, want to see the scars. No one comes to the surface long enough to listen. The beauty of loss is the absence of worry. I stay silent, drink what is offered, try to remember myself walking. This is lovely, adrift, the bobbing horizon. Oceans of blood I've lost. No solid thing as far as my ear can hear. If I had it to do over again, I would do it. If I had it to do over again, if I had it to do over again, I would do it longer. I would do it longer, and I would do it better. I would do it longer, and I would do it better. No. If I had it to do over again, I would longer? Well, if I had it to do over again, I would do it if I had it, no.
Bad luck for the rest of your life.
A found poem.
Let's begin with the premise that your life might have been worth living otherwise.
It's a stretch, but humor me.
So you didn't forward any of those emails.
Obviously, a bad idea.
Then the mirrors you broke in the name of art.
Dope.
Okay. Your life is a movie about your life, but you don't star in it. You have a role and some lines. You ask to pet the protagonist's dog. Later, you run into the protagonist as he takes out his trash. In that scene with the trash, you have the complex obligation of knowing the protagonist is hungover and is probably annoyed that you've said hello, but to abruptly leave might be rude, so you linger just a second to see if things are okay, and they are, so you walk away. Okay, later in the movie, the protagonist discovers he has only a few weeks to make his peace with the world. Your character, is very worried. This is, after all, your life and your movie, which may end upon the death of the protagonist. You are ruined from worry. Can't eat or sleep, you lose weight rapidly and age at an astonishing pace. None of this is caught on film, you are not mentioned by any on-camera characters, and your concerns are never relayed to the protagonist. In the end, the protagonist sees a white light and he goes to it. In his hospital gown, he walks out into mythology while the credits begin their slow descent, and you, maybe banging on hospital doors long after visiting hours or pouring yourself a highball of Drano, you wonder what might still happen. There are second chances, a flashback, a sequel if you know people, but what have you ever done worth watching? Felt up your cousin or burned down the barn? No. You asked to pet a dog that did not bite you. You put your recyclables in the blue plastic bin like a model citizen. You walked on, spoke your lines, considered, and returned to the darkness. That's what you did. That. You did that. That. You did that. End. It was the best funeral it could be. I put Catherine's little box of ashes in the hole, and Gino played Silent Night. And even though it was May, it seemed fine. It was like a funeral for a bird. My parents were consoling themselves over there by that tree, and my sister and Tony were sitting on that bench there, cooing to each other. For a long time, I couldn't make love to you without wondering if she was looking. Then I stopped caring, and in that way I guess it was like a funeral for a bird. After I buried her, I called you from the car and decided it was love after all. Life is short, shorter than memories, and we had some vague responsibility not to end up alone, as if it was some sin we needed Catherine not to see us doing. I cried so hard I stopped the car, and you wanted me to come over and be held. Maybe it's only death we have in common. I don't know much about how love works, but I know what alone feels like, and now Catherine's been dead so long I doubt she's ever coming back. Maybe that's what love is too, making a decision and sticking with it. Finding someone who chooses not to mind when you have to wipe the snot on your sleeve because you're crying. It was a beautiful day, one of the best days there's been. And you told me to start the car and come over. You told me you're not alone. And what else can I do on a day like this but hope you're going to knock on my door